stays on track to what might end up being a New Year's Six bowl invitation. Mitchell has it in the air. We're underway. It's kicked into the end zone. And Penn State will start at the 25-yard line. Christian Hackenberg, junior quarterback for the Nittany Lions, coming off his most complete game of the year in the win over Illinois. Even caught a touchdown pass in that one, John.
Well, more importantly, Christian has found his rhythm over the last 6 games. He's a pure thrower of the football, and he has a strong enough arm to use sideline to sideline. And I think the confidence in the running game has helped him in the play action passing, and the trust factor extends to the wide receivers on those 50-50 balls down the field. Look for Christian to take a couple shots off of play action today.
First play from scrimmage as Hackenberg steps under center. And they're going to give it to Saquon Barkley, the true freshman running back. He has been very good this year despite injuries. Anthony Walker, the middle linebacker, makes the stop for Northwestern. And John, what are your keys?
Well, for Penn State offensively, they have to have a balanced attack. That means the running of Barkley and the passing of Hackenberg down the field. And then for Northwestern, as it was last year, they have to be the more physical team at the point of attack. They felt like they took the hit to Penn State last year. They want that to continue on both sides of the football this year.
This is a very good Northwestern defense. Jalen Prater, however, their weak side linebacker, slow to get up, and not putting any weight on that right leg. He has been very steady. Mike Hankwitz, the 8th-year defensive coordinator for the Wildcats, absolutely loves him. But he's off the field.
And that means probably Nate Hall, their 3rd down linebacker, will get more snaps at that regular weak side linebacker position.
There's Anthony Walker. He is the glue guy of that defense at middle linebacker. 2nd down and 5 for Penn State on their opening series. Hackenberg's pass is tipped up into the air. It lands incomplete. The official got that one. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
You always hate this as a quarterback because you have an easy completion down the middle, and one of the officials, the umpire, almost got hit between the eyes with a Hackenberg laser. I think he did. It goes right off of his forehead, and that was an easy completion negated by the umpire.
3rd down has been an Achilles heel for Penn State this year, just 29%. Meanwhile, that Northwestern 3rd down defense has been terrific. And this play is whistled dead.
Ball start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Well, penalties for James Franklin's team have been kept to a minimum, less than 5 per game. That's 20th in the nation. They hurt themselves there. Now it's 3rd and 10, Jim.
The last thing you want to do if you're Penn State when you're 29% on 3rd down is to go from 3rd and 5 back to 3rd and 10. This is where Northwestern's defense thrives.
They need the 35-yard line. Hackenberg, Cox throws, incomplete. Intended for Deshaun Hamilton. And this game, which we expected, John, to be very defensive-oriented, 2 very good Big Ten defenses. We see Northwestern pass its first test on that side of the football.
Well, that's why you want to win on 1st and 2nd down if you're Penn State offensively today, because they've been so poor on 3rd down. They want to get manageable situations, especially early in this game.
Daniel Pasquarello punting. Miles Schuler muffed the kick, and it's recovered at the 29-yard line by Northwestern. Miles Schuler, the senior return man for the Wildcats, almost coughed that up.
And it looked like Garrett Dickerson, the wide receiver who was the man on the spot on special teams for Northwestern, gets on the fumble.
So the Wildcats dodge a bullet, and Clayton Thorson will bring the offense out for the first time today. The redshirt freshman from Wheaton, Illinois, will start out of the gun. Throwing on first down, has a man downfield, and it is caught at the 47-yard line by Dan Vitale, the senior superback who leads the team in receiving. That's a gain of 18.
And here comes tempo. After every first down, Northwesterns want to get up on the line of scrimmage and run a play.
This well-rested Wildcats team moving quickly. They get it to Vitale again for a couple yards as Carl Nassib, the big defensive end, makes the stop. Thorson says he's excited about this week. Pat Fitzgerald says he's getting better every week.
Every snap. And the key for Clayton today is to be decisive. If he doesn't like it, check it down or run the football with his legs.
Here's Justin Jackson. They need to get him touches today. He's been quiet the last 3 games in that Northwestern running game. Anthony Zettel makes the stop. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and long for Northwestern as this offense has been underwhelming by the numbers, the worst in the Big Ten this year.
Here's where you have to be careful if you're Penn State for quarterback run. If Thorson doesn't like what he sees, you have to be able to rush the passer where you can close the net on a running quarterback.
Thorson throws, caught at the 35 and down near the 25-yard line. Garrett Dickerson. That's a gain of 26 in Northwestern in plus territory.
Garrett Dickerson, just a seam route, but what a throw by Clayton Thorson. I mean, he threads the needle past 3 white jerseys down the middle in Northwestern around the 25-yard line.
Can't underestimate Thorson's ability to pass. He's going to struggle at times, but still just a redshirt freshman. That was a dart for a big play. Now at first down, wants to throw again over the middle. That should have been caught, but dropped that time by Dickerson. And drops have been an issue for the receiving unit this year, John.
It's been hurting and really holding back this offense. When you have a young quarterback who's learning on the job, you have to make plays like this. That's an easy pitch and catch that gets you close to the 10-yard line.
First incompletion, he had been 3 for 3. Now it's 2nd down. Warren Long, the 2nd string running back, his 38th carry of the year. That's a pickup of 3. The big defensive tackle, Austin Johnson, 6'4", 323 pounds, brings him down to force a 3rd and medium for Northwestern.
Well, that's the strength of the Penn State defense. It's up front. Nassib, Johnson, Zettel, Sickles. They do a great job not only getting after the passer, but they will be in high pursuit of the man with the football.
They rotate 10 guys up there. Thorson throws, and that was nearly intercepted. Intended for Vitale, and Grant Haley, the best cover corner out there for Penn State today, nearly had a pick.
Well, that's where the drop on first down by Dickerson comes back to haunt Northwestern on 3rd down. This is a ball that needs to be on the outside shoulder of Dan Vitale. It's not. It's on the inside and almost a turnover.
Jack Mitchell, also an outfielder on the Northwestern baseball team, comes on for a 39-yard attempt. And that one is no good. Penn State going back to work on offense. They pitch it back to Barkley, and he is cut down in the backfield for a loss of 3. There's Jordan Thompson and Xavier Washington combining on the stop. They're going to try and make things uncomfortable for Hackenberg and the backfield today. This team was more physical in the meeting last year, and that's part of the reason they beat Penn State.
Well, they have good leadership at all 3 phases on defense, up front, at the linebacker spot, and at the secondary spot. So they want to get after Christian Hackenberg and make it difficult for him to stand in the pocket and beat them through the air.
2nd and 14, Hackenberg to the air, caught by Chris Godwin. That's a completion. Hackenberg's favorite target this year, Godwin. And 7 catches last week, a career high, but another 3rd and long situation for the Nittany Lions.
And remember, this plays into the wheelhouse, the strength of the defense for the Wildcats from Northwestern. Christian Hackenberg in this offense needs to generate 3rd down opportunities and be successful so they can stay on the field and get some rhythm early in this football game.
Hackenberg just set a new Penn State season completion record, 271 on the year, but now he's going to try and convert on 3rd down. Hackenberg looking right, throws quickly, knocked down. Great coverage in the secondary by Nick Van Hoos. And Penn State will have to punt.
There's one of those leaders in the secondary for the Wildcats, Nick Van Hoos. Great anticipation. He breaks on this football probably quicker than Geno Lewis, the wide receiver out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. That's great anticipation by the senior corner.
All-conference corner had a pick 6 2 weeks ago at Nebraska. Pasquarello on to punt for the second time. Schuler, who muffed the last punt return, handles that one cleanly at the 35 and scoots ahead. Just short. Clayton Thorson in trouble, and down he goes. That's what Penn State does. This time it is the Sam linebacker Brandon Bell with the sack.
This is a defense that leads the nation in sacks. They're averaging 4 per game. And normally it's Nassib or Johnson or Zettel or Sickles, but this time it's Brandon Bell from the linebacker spot. He's able to get in for his 3rd sack of the season.
37th sack of the year for Penn State. This time it's Solomon Bolt. The speedy running back for Northwestern doesn't get a lot of separation there. Austin Johnson, another tackle. He leads all defensive tackles in the country in tackles. That's his 56th tackle of the year.
Creating negative plays, getting penetration with that front 4, and then when you add the linebacker pressure, that's why this defense is so good for the Nittany Lions.
A lot of 3rd and long so far in this football game for both teams. Thorson moving to his right, throws short, bobbled, and caught at the 35-yard line by Schuler, but 15 yards short of the first down. And this is turning into a punting contest.
Well, Penn State comes out and they show their muscle on defense here in the second series. That's their 46th 3-and-out of the season. And Northwestern couldn't get anything going on the perimeter, and that's where they want to attack the Penn State defense.
Hunter Nicewander was allowed -9 yards on punt returns this year as the kicker for Northwestern. Tompkins back to return. Going back, fields it at the 19. Stays on his feet and gets back to the 25. 46-yard punt for Nicewander and a short return for Tompkins.
It sure looked like he wanted to fair catch that ball.
And that's the argument down there that Pat Fitzgerald is making, John. Now, did DeAndre Tompkins call for the fair catch? You make the call at home.
It was a half-hearted attempt. I think his mind wanted to make it, but his arm never really got clearly above the shoulders to get it, and that's why the officials said play on.
It's a difference of about 6 yards, and in a game that is going to be very defensive, it appears. Well, that's a big play. That's what Pat Fitzgerald was arguing. Saquon Barkley stretches out toward the sideline, and he is brought down at the 20 by Godwin. Number 1 team in that first college football rankings that was released this past week. Hackenberg in the flat for Barkley. And this offense is really struggling today so far.
For an offense that has found its rhythm over the last 6 games, they just look disjointed today. I'm not so sure they shouldn't be running the football with Barkley a little bit more early in this game to win that battle of the line of scrimmage and try to play more physically going downhill in this first quarter.
You look at Hackenberg's numbers the last 6 games playing at a very high level. 12 touchdowns, no picks. He's been under the microscope since coming to Penn State. It appeared that he started to live up to the expectations, but nothing going his way so far here in Evanston. On 3rd and 13, gets away from pressure once, but then there is Lowry, and he throws him down to the turf, and a flag comes out as Lowry threw him down. He didn't stop at the whistle.
I would be surprised if they didn't pick this up. I don't know if he got the face mask or not when he was sacking Christian Hackenberg.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 94, 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Dean Lowry did a great job of never giving up and pursuing Hackenberg in the pocket. Hackenberg does a good job of keeping the play alive. I'm just trying to find out. Hackenberg's 6'4", 230 pounds. I don't know. This is still a physical and violent game. I don't agree with that one.
Yeah, I didn't hear the whistle early enough to think that that should have been a penalty.
No, I think you picked that one up. I mean, you have to be able to let your defense on both sides of the football get after the quarterback.
The first Penn State first down today comes thanks to a penalty. They're out at the 37. Play fake. Hackenberg gets away from the pressure, and his pass is incomplete, intended for Gesicki, the tight end. Dean Lowry, the defensive end, John, who that penalty was called on. 6 tackles for loss at Nebraska 2 weeks ago, the most of any player in college football this year in one game. We've been talking about the Penn State defensive front all year, but Northwestern's got a very good defense too with guys like Lowry.
And they don't want to take a back seat to anybody. I mean, Penn State, their defense comes in with a lot of great numbers nationally, but I think that's the identity they want to find out today. Can we be more physical at the point of attack than Penn State is?
Barkley finds very little running room up the middle, and it's 3rd and long when we come back from the studio and a visit with Brendan. All right, alongside former Pitt quarterback John Congemi, I'm Clay Matvick. Rough sledding today for this Penn State offense so far. Just 8 total yards. On 3rd and 7, Hackenberg airs it out. And that was nearly intercepted. Matthew Harris, the junior cornerback, back this week after missing 2 games with a broken bone in his face. Played that well defensively. It's 4th down.
Harris has excellent position, and this is a good job by Hackenberg. You want to be able to give your wide receivers an opportunity to go up and get the football. Blacknell was really shut out because of the positioning of Matthew Harris.
So Pasquarello, the Australian, on to punt for the 3rd time already. Low kick. Schuler lets it go over his head. Takes a very nice Penn State roll, but they can't get there in coverage to keep it out of the end zone. 60 Penn State and number 21 Northwestern scoreless here in the first quarter. There's Thorson. The ability to run is one of his upsides, and Penn State this year, John, has had some difficulty at times with running quarterbacks.
They have. They allowed Perry Hills from Maryland and Ohio State's J.T. Barrett to go over 100 yards, and that's the plan for Thorson today. Attack the perimeter, either with him running the football or getting Jackson on the edge.
Had a couple of really big runs against Nebraska a couple of weeks ago. Justin Jackson on that carry. Not much there as Terrell Barney brings him down. Well, the Penn State defense, recent struggles against running QBs. There you see it. Both Barrett and Hills went over 100 yards on the ground.
And they had success either with the quarterback design runs or making plays with their legs when they were in the pocket under pressure.
Thorson on 2nd and 10. He's been going over the middle a lot so far today. That one incomplete, intended for Austin Carr, and Marcus Allen nearly had an interception.
Clayton had that one sail above his intended receiver and almost intercepted by Marcus Allen, as you said, playing center field.
So now 3rd and 10. The run game was going to be key for Northwestern today. So far they haven't been able to get that going. And another passing situation here for the redshirt freshman. Pressure coming off the edge. Gets away from it. Pointing downfield. And he runs near the 1st down. Ball comes out and Thorson is hurt. Slow to get up, but does. Boy, good to see him bounce up. That looked really bad as he took a punishing hit.
He did take a bad hit at the end of this play, but unfortunately for Clayton Thorson, the ball goes out of bounds shy of the 1st down. The ball, he looks like he's going to have the 1st down if he just dives or is aggressive going towards the marker at the sideline.
Yeah, I think he had it, and then the ball rolled out.
Yes, it rolled backwards.
A yard short. So it's 4th and 1.
Thorson didn't look comfortable knowing how to finish, and he's only a redshirt freshman. And he'll know either to get down or get towards the sidelines and dive for that 1st down.
just as it was in the first half against Nebraska. He's been their offense so far today. Timeout called as the play clock was winding down. Northwestern takes a break here. Clayton Thorson on that last run trying to pick up the first down, and was there some helmet-to-helmet contact here as well? Marcus Allen, it appears, got him with the helmet.
And it wasn't with the crown, it was with the face mask. But you're right, it did cause Clayton and the football to go backwards, and now Northwestern fourth and very short.
5:21 to go in the quarter. Let's check in with Brendan. All right. Now the big quarterback for North Carolina having a terrific year. Tar Heels, one of the pleasant surprises in the ACC this season. On to punt. Nice wander. Tompkins. Did he call for the fair catch that time? It appeared that he did, but it's hard to tell with this guy. And he gets a Bronx cheer from the crowd here in Chicago. Kind of alligator arms this.
Well, that was a little bit better than the first attempt. I have to give him that. And Penn State is going to have to find some energy and some rhythm on offense as they tee it up around their own 15-yard line.
Christian Hackenberg, 1 for 7 passing. Look at that offense, just 8 total yards. Barkley to the right of Hackenberg on first down. Batted down at the line. Jordan Thompson, just a true freshman out of Cincinnati, got his paw on it.
Between Thompson and Lancaster, both first-year players, they have been so impressive for defensive coordinator Mike Hankwitz. That time getting in the passing lane, batting down the football from Christian Hackenberg. That's one of the two ways they want to affect him. They want to either hit him or get in the passing lanes to affect this passing game. And Coach Hankwitz likes what he sees on first down.
This defense has played very well this year against Stanford, Duke, Minnesota. Barkley takes the direct snap. Hackenberg lined up as a receiver. Northwestern was ready for it, and Anthony Walker, the team leader in tackles, leads the way. Another 3rd and long for the Nittany Lions.
Both defenses, Clay, going downhill, and that's because of the lack of success on first down, especially for Penn State as they face their third down early in this first quarter. 0 for 3 on their first 3 attempts. Hackenberg needs to make a play here with his eyes and with his right arm to get this offense jump-started.
James Franklin wants to call a timeout here with 4:24 to go in the quarter. Let's see if Penn State can get it done here on 3rd and 9. Hamilton goes in motion. Hackenberg had time. That was tipped again. 4th down. Wow, those hands are up. This time Xavier Washington got his fingers on it.
If they can't get to the quarterback, get in the passing lanes and get those hands up and try to deflect, bat a football down, and that's exactly what Washington does, the sophomore out of Cedar Hill, Texas. Gets his defense off the field again on 3rd down.
Potentially very good field position for Northwestern. Schuler calling for the fair catch at the 43-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will have it. And we'll see if their offense can get going. They've so far only mustered a missed field goal. Celebrating its 11th year, sponsoring the Good Hands Field Position. 4 of 7, 45 through the air, runs it here, gives it to Jackson. He's got 10 100-yard rushing games in his career, but the last 3 games he's been held to 40 or less.
And the key for Northwestern is to get him touches. They want to at least have him touch the football 20 times, either running the football, checking it down, get it in his hands.
Thorson steps up. And Nassib almost had him from his knees, and then he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage by a Pride Alliance. Kabinda, the middle linebacker, got there first. That's going to be a loss of 1.
I really like what defensive coordinator Bob Shoop is doing on first down. They're bringing extra bodies around the line of scrimmage. They know Northwestern wants to run the football on the early down, so they're crowding the line of scrimmage, and now to their advantage, 3rd and long again.
Call that a sack, the second Penn State sack already today. 3rd and 10, Thorson to the far sideline. Great catch as Christian Jones high points that football and brings it down. That's a gain of 13, and Northwestern in Nittany line. Play fake, throws it out into the flat for Jelani Roberts, the true freshman from Maryland. And he is close to a first down. Trevor Williams finally brought him down, but he picks it up after the gain of 10.
And this is where Northwestern wants to attack on the perimeter and then go tempo if you get success on first down.
We'll see how that tempo is affected now with Oliver in there. He'll throw it out to the other side. Roberts again, this time the Nittany Lions pick up on it. Bell and Kabinda are there. It's going to be a loss of a yard, maybe 2.
Great open field tackle by Brandon Bell, the junior linebacker in space.
Oliver flushed out, gets away from a couple of tacklers, and ran out of room along that sideline. Was still looking downfield when he stepped out. Bell in pursuit. So now 3rd down and long for Northwestern.
And that's a tough one for a backup quarterback. You come out and you throw on the perimeter. Ideally, you want to just throw that football away so you don't take the loss on 2nd down.
Now their 3rd sack for Penn State. That's a loss of 5. There you see Clayton Thorson.
He may be headed to the locker room.
Maybe to be checked on in the locker room. Third and 17. Oliver taking a shot. Some contact in the secondary. Northwestern fans want a flag. None thrown. Cam Dickerson, the intended receiver, and John Reed, the cornerback, who seems to always be around the football. He's got a couple of interceptions this year. Good defensive play. And there you see Thorson heading in. I'm going to give him a checkup. You've got to do a better job protecting him, John.
They have to.
Or whomever. It will be Oliver or Thorson if he comes back. 3rd punt for Nicewander. And this is going to be dead inside the 10-yard line. So a long field for Penn State, which has had no offense to speak of today. And the quarterback for Northwestern, he's been bumped around pretty good.
It's been a physical football game, and both quarterbacks have taken some good hits. This one keeps Clayton Thorson down on the grass, and it looked like the right side, his right hip, and they're going to take him into the locker room for further evaluation. And this defense for Northwestern needs to find a way to flip the field and get a turnover on Penn State here early in this first quarter to get some momentum.
Hackenberg has 1 completion today. Looks right, comes back left. That goes through the fingers of the intended receiver. Kyle Carter, the tight end, can't bring it in. And this guy just is off so far.
Yeah, for being so good over the last 6 weeks, and he has been red hot over the last 6 weeks. He's been controlling the tempo of the game. He's been able to throw the football where he wants to. Today, only 1 of 10 for 6 yards. This is coming off of 12 touchdowns and no interceptions over his last 174 attempts.
There's a completion. Gets it to his leading receiver, Chris Godwin. And he's out close to the first down. Drew Smith, the linebacker, runs him out after a 9-yard gain. The receivers are going to need to help him out, too, to get out of the funk.
Well, guys like Chris Godwin and Hamilton and Lewis, tight ends, they have to be able to come up big for their quarterback, especially when you're struggling early on the road in such an important game, especially struggling on 3rd down where they're 0 for 4.
movement on the left side.
False start. Offense number 88. 5-yard penalty remains, third down.
Mike Gesicki, the sophomore tight end, with the penalty.
And Clay, that's the second time Penn State has been in third and very manageable. The first time was 3rd and 5. They move it back to 3rd and 10. Now 3rd and very short. And it's a long 3rd and 6 for offensive coordinator John Donovan to find a way to convert here on 3rd down.
Hackenberg throws, and it was short of the first down. Deshaun Hamilton, who had a 100-yard receiving game against Northwestern last year, didn't run his route long enough.
That play makes no sense on 3rd down. If you're going to have 3rd and 6, you need to be able to at least get your routes going down the field to where the chains are. I mean, this route is broken off way too short, and Northwestern is in perfect bracket position to come up and make a play.
4th 3 and out for Penn State today. Pasquarello to punt. Schuler standing at the 44 of Northwestern. 12 passing so far, 19 yards for Hack, and just 22 yards of total offense for Penn State. They punt to start the second quarter. And Schuler with the fair catch at the 41-yard line for Northwestern. If you're just joining us, the quarterback for Northwestern, Clayton Thorson, the redshirt freshman from Wheaton, Illinois, who's been such a big part of the offense, not just throwing the football, but with his legs, John. Questionable to return as he went to the locker room late in the first quarter. We saw him take a hit to the head in the first quarter as well. It wasn't the hit that sent him to the locker room, but it might be part of the reason he's there now.
And the biggest part of that is his availability coming back, because he was such a big part of the game plan to be able to use his legs against this Penn State defense.
The backup Zach Oliver hands off to Justin Jackson. Good run on first down, close to the 49-yard line. And that's a guy that, like you said, John, they need to get touches today. He's been absent from the stat line the last few weeks when it comes to rushing. Stood up just beyond the line of scrimmage there by Jordan Lucas and thrust back. About a yard short of the first down. So Zach Oliver, very limited action at quarterback this year for Northwestern, as the Wildcats try to forge ahead without their leader.
This is where your offensive line needs to be physical. Northwestern talked about that last year against Penn State. They have to find a way to do it here on 3rd and short.
First down, Warren Long, and he gets away. Loose in the secondary to the 30. Still on his feet inside the 20 and dives ahead to the 16-yard line. Marcus Allen finally brings him down, but Warren Long, the junior out of California, with a run of 35.
And I think Warren Long just got lost in the middle of the football field, and then he uses his speed and vision to the outside for a huge play in this football game.
Biggest offensive play of the game for either team. And now Northwestern in the red zone. It's Long again. This time he runs into big Austin Johnson, excuse me, and he's pushed back. Austin Johnson, junior out of New Jersey, has had such a good year for the Lions.
And you can't miss him at 6'4", 323 pounds. He does such a good job of winning the individual battles at the line of scrimmage.
He's expected to declare for the NFL draft after the season. On 2nd and 10, Oliver throws to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Christian Jones. And we get our first score of the football game.
What a great job by Zach Oliver. This design is supposed to go to the left side, but he comes back to his secondary receiver and threads the needle down the middle with authority. That's just a terrific job of having a clock in your head as a quarterback and finding your secondary outlet.
Drops have been a problem for Jones, but he hangs on to that one. And the extra point from Mitchell is good. Second
Over to Jones, cleans it up for 7.
Koa Farmer back to return for Penn State as they're ready to get that football back. There's a bit of a crosswind here at Ryan Field, and it might affect kicking throughout the day. Knocked the ball off the tee again. Winds at about 15, gusting up to 20 miles per hour at times here. It's better, though, that it's not north and south. Then it really wreaks havoc on the offense.
That's true. And the way it is today, and you can see it's starting to pick up from the beginning of the game to now with 12:56 left to go before halftime. The kicking game, it's going to impact the kicking game.
The Nittany Lions will start at the 25. Well, Zach Oliver, not a bad pass.
No, and what Northwestern wanted to do, they wanted to run the tight end and the running back into the short flat and deep flat. Well, Oliver decided, you know what, I don't even want to take the short pass to the outlet. I'm going to attack the middle of the football field, and this takes a lot of courage and a good right arm, a good timing pass down the middle that beats 4 defenders for Penn State. So you see Zach Oliver on the sidelines trying to get the guys going. It's his job now to lead this team.
And it's Christian Hackenberg's job to get Penn State's offense going. He's had a dismal start today. Dumps it off to his running back, Barkley. And Saquon Barkley will get about 7 yards after the catch. They were coming off that dominant 39-0 win over Illinois last week. That game wasn't even close. Christian Hackenberg from start to finish was absolutely terrific. Something just not right today.
It was his best game of the year. He was 21 of 29 for 266. He had 2 touchdowns. He even caught a touchdown pass last week.
Not ranked in the first college football playoff rankings, but they take care of business today. It's going to be hard to keep them out, but they got some work to do first. Hackenberg finds an open receiver. It's Godwin. Not close to midfield. That's one of the guys that can get this offense going as well. It's an 18-yard reception for the sophomore.
And their longest play of the day right there from Christian Hackenberg on the outside. It takes a heck of a catch by Godwin to extend and go up and get this football. He's wide open. But this is what you need to jumpstart the offense. Now you maybe a little play action and get one over the top to Godwin after a successful run by Barkley here on first down.
Just their second first down today. There's that play action you talked about. Gets away from the pressure on the run, and he's just going to walk it out. Anthony Walker in pursuit defensively. It's a gain of 3 to set up second down and 7.
And Clay, I say that because when you're struggling offensively, especially at the quarterback position today, once you get a play downfield, it's not like you're all of a sudden going to have a 12-play drive. You want to be able to extend the big play after one play after another. And you have the athletes on the outside to get it done.
And they've had so many explosive plays this year. They've been limited so far, though. Barkley spins out of a tackle. Is hard to bring down. Travion Henry finally does for Northwestern, a gain of 4 to set up third down and manageable. The third leading rusher in the Big Ten coming into the day at 102 yards per game. He has made life easier in recent weeks for Hackenberg by his ability to make plays with his feet.
Well, you could just see there the vision and the anticipation from Saquon Barkley. He spins out of a would-be tackle and now gets his Nittany Lions in 3rd and 2. A very manageable third down where Penn State has struggled.
Barkley comes to the sideline. Penn State 0 for 5 today. On 3rd and 2. Barkley First down, Penn State. The first third down conversion of the afternoon.
I think you need a little bit more of that. I want to get Barkley the football. I want to get Godwin on the outside the football. Those are your two playmakers. So find ways to get the football and create balance in the running attack, and then get play action passing and get Chris Godwin as the recipient of that.
Akeel Lynch comes into the game at running back. We were going to try the fly sweep there with Polk, but a penalty flag comes in.
False start. Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
Third false start against Penn State.
Remember, Clay, Penn State started this drive with a screen pass to Barkley. That might not be a bad time to come back to that here on 1st and 15.
Hamilton and Godwin wind up as the receivers to the right. They give it to Barkley. Drop for a loss. Nate Hall and Dean Lowry. And that penalty flag in the first quarter. The big play, and it's going to be second down and a mile.
Creating negative plays, that's what defenses like to do, especially when you're ahead of the chains on that side of the football. You see a number of Wildcat defenders in the backfield attacking Saquon Barkley.
And that Dean Lowry is fun to watch. He built an NFL resume tape with that game against Nebraska 2 weeks ago. 6 tackles for loss. Hackenberg comes short to Barkley. Looking for room along the sideline, and he's chased and brought down by Igwebuike. A gain of just 3, so third and very long for Penn State.
An attacking style of defense. That's what Northwestern wants to rely on today. And on first down, they benefit from a penalty. They get the screen pass, and Lowry, 6 tackles for a loss in one game. That's the most in one game this season.
He moves to the inside on third down from his defensive end spot. 3rd and 14. Hackenberg has time. Akeel Lynch makes the catch in space, but boy, they chase him down quickly. Nick Van Hoos making the tackle. It's 4th down at Penn State. We'll see what they do here. We're going to bring out the punting unit.
Boy, this defense mirrors their head coach, the way he played football. It's an attacking downhill style, and Pat Fitzgerald has them turned up a notch here on that side of the football today.
Pasquarella trying to pin Northwestern deep. His 6th punt of the day, and it goes out of bounds inside the 10-yard line for his program.
Very excited Pat was in talking about that, what it means to the university, not only the football team, but the student body.
We're starting field position for the Wildcats today inside the 10. Zach Oliver hands off to Jackson, and he gets loose. Pushed out near the 40-yard line. Malik Golden ran him out, but what a run for Justin Jackson, the sophomore from Carroll Stream, Illinois. A gain of 48.
Boy, at the line of scrimmage, Northwestern moving white jerseys sideline to sideline. That allows Justin Jackson for an explosive play down his sideline.
I'm going to spot it back at the 43 and say that's where he stepped out. Jackson, who broke out last year, almost 1,200 yards as a true freshman. With his first explosive play of the day. Oliver wants to throw, pumps, now sends it toward the end zone where Christian Jones might have been interfered with. Flags come out. Grant Haley, Malik Golden in coverage.
It looked like Haley may have grabbed the hand.
Pass interference. Defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
And I'm not so sure that pass by Oliver would have been catchable either, but you know, you can't get a guy going by you, and Haley reaches out at the last minute and grabs the arm of the Northwestern wide receiver, Christian Jones.
4th penalty against the Nittany Lions today. There's Jackson again. Not a lot of breathing room that time, maybe a yard and a half. Well, we talked about this defense, John, ranking 14th in the country, 302 yards per game allowed, 4th against the pass, leading the nation in sacks, fumble recoveries, leading the Big Ten in tackles for loss per game.
This is where they need to come up big.
Yeah.
They need to either force a field goal or force a turnover, because the way this game is going, a 14-0 lead may be enough.
It's Jackson again, and again he's got room. Inside the 10, down near the 1. Allen spins him down just short of the goal line. A gain of 25 for Jackson, who has been terrific on this drive.
Get your playmakers the football, and that's exactly what Northwestern is doing, and they're taking advantage off of their left side. That's 2 explosive plays off the left side of this offense.
4th play of 20 yards or more today for Northwestern. Penn State has none, by the way. Oliver out of the gun to Jackson, and he won't get there. Troy Reeder, the weak side linebacker, made the tackle. And it'll bring up 2nd down and goal to go. Gonna hand it to Zach Oliver, who came in late in that first quarter when Clayton Thorson left after taking a couple of hard hits. The starting quarterback for Northwestern. He's doing a good job leading this offense.
He has picked up the rope and continued to pull this offense towards the end zone.
He'll give it to Long, and no, he'll keep it. It's Oliver with a great fake of the handoff, and he takes it in for the touchdown. So a touchdown throwing, and now a touchdown running for the backup quarterback, Zach Oliver.
Stepping into the shoes of Clayton Thorson, Zach Oliver taking a page out of the redshirt freshman's book. This is just a zone read, and he does a terrific job of riding Warren Long off the left side where they've had some success, and then waltzes into the end zone.
Mitchell's extra point, no good. You know, in this game last year, Northwestern missed a couple of extra points. A 5-play
First quarter. Weren't sure if it was a head injury or a hip injury, but he was taken out of the game, and Oliver's done a nice job not only directing the offense, but creating some big plays with his legs.
And the Penn State offense needs an infusion of some energy. Co-op Farmer fields it on the bounce. His return is stood up as he gets across the 20-yard line. Brendan, what do you got? All right, we'll see in a little bit. Boy, it's a big Saturday in college football as we turn the calendar to November. 6 possessions, 6 punts, just 66 yards of offense for Christian Hackenberg and the Nittany Lions. There's a completion to the 27. Gesicki, the tight end, gain of 5. What does Christian Hackenberg and this offense need to do more than anything, John?
Well, I think they're just, you know, it's grab bagging. It's a screen here, it's a pass here, it's a shot play there. I think this offensive line needs to try to take control of the football game. If they're going to throw it, let's go ahead and go down the field and get it to your playmakers in Hamilton and Godwin.
Go back to the run, Barkley, and he'll get a handful behind that offensive line. It's been a tough year for that group up front, John. 10 sacks allowed, as we talked about in week 1 against Temple. Then the injuries started to pop up. They've had 6 different starting 5s this year.
Yeah, it's been difficult up front, and I think that's led to the inconsistency in the passing game. But over the last 6 weeks, it seems like Christian Hackenberg's been able to mask a lot of that stuff there, because Barkley's done a good job running the football, and the playmakers on the perimeter have been able to go up and get those contested catches.
Another third down. It's been an issue. Hackenberg throws. Caught. Lewis. They're going to give him forward progress. They're going to move the chains for just the second time on third down. It's a gain of 8 for Lewis.
And Clay, the thing that's missing for Penn State offensively today are the explosive plays down the field. They came into this game first in the Big Ten, 8th in the country with 29 plays of 30 yards or more. Heck, they had 10 alone against Maryland earlier in the season. Today, they haven't had one. And Northwestern, on the other side, they've had a run of 35 and 48 to get that offense going.
Play action. Hackenberg with plenty of time. Throws a strike, but it's dropped. Gesicki can't haul it in. And that would have been one of those explosive plays you were talking about.
Well, that's what you want to do. When you have a quarterback that can throw the football anywhere on the field, you want to be able to start taking chances down the field. And if you're Gesicki, that's a play that turns the momentum for your quarterback, for your offense, for your team.
Second and 10 from the 35. Deep handoff to Barkley. And he is pushed down by Anthony Walker. There's another guy that really stood out in the Nebraska game. Walker had 13 tackles at Nebraska. And it's a guy who really stood out in last year's matchup against Penn State. He had a pick 6 in that game. So now third down and 5 for Penn State.
This is where Northwestern has turned up the heat and made more plays against this Penn State offense. Third down has not been friendly to the Nittany Lions.
Hackenberg steps up, lobs it downfield. Wide open is Barkley. And he's shouldered out at the 29-yard line by Travion Henry. Saquon Barkley with a gain of 31, and that is exactly what James Franklin's team needed.
There's your explosive play. Good design, good protection, and good pocket awareness by Christian Hackenberg. He steps up into the pocket, climbs in there, and allows him to buy some time to throw that touch pass to one of his playmakers in Barkley. Now I say take a shot at the end zone.
Hackenberg being chased, throws it to the end zone. Incomplete. Blacknall well covered by Matthew Harris, who again has shown no signs of rust after missing a couple of games.
Little play action. Hackenberg tried to extend the pocket and move it to the outside, but better coverage on first down by Northwestern.
This is the deepest penetration into Northwestern territory so far today for Penn State. The play action to the right. Hackenberg throws complete to Godwin. And now the Nittany Lions knocking on the door as he gets to the 8-yard line, a gain of 20. And this team in the red zone, John, has been absolutely terrific. They're scoring at 91%. That's 14th best in the country.
And Clay, maybe by moving the pocket on the last two plays, offensive coordinator John Donovan got his quarterback moving a little bit. Got him seeing things a little bit differently, and maybe it's one or two man routes down the field as they go to Wildcat.
9th play of the drive, their longest drive of the day. Barkley in at the Wildcat. He'll keep it himself. Touchdown, Penn State.
Saquon Barkley, the ball carrier.
Saquon Barkley runs it in from 7 yards out. His 6th rushing touchdown of the year.
Saquon Barkley, only a freshman. He is dynamic. He has great physical talent. You have to be able to get the football to your playmakers, and this is the easiest way. Direct snap, Wildcat. You spread out the Wildcats, and you find room for 6 points.
Tyler Davis, who's from St. Charles, Illinois, just an hour west of here, on for the extra point. And he bangs it home. And Penn State converted on third down a couple of times, got some things going, maybe lathered up a bit, and they're in this football game.
Well, you get your playmakers involved and you get the momentum back on Penn State's sideline. And I think the touch pass from Hackenberg to Barkley really jump-started the offense on third down, where they've struggled mightily early in this football game. But 9 plays, 78 yards, 3:42 off the clock, and now you're looking up at the scoreboard with 2:18 left to go, and you're only down by 6.
Barkley, who some have compared him to a former Penn State All-American Kurt Warner. Had a big game in the game against Ohio State when he was on a big stage. He's missed a couple of games with injury, but he made it easier for Hackenberg on that drive, and Hackenberg helped himself, as you mentioned, getting out of the pocket. They're trying some things here, and maybe some of them starting to work.
Well, I think John Donovan, the offensive coordinator, was probably, you know, he went from mildly gray to full gray up in that booth the first quarter because nothing was working. But now you move your quarterback around, who has an arm that can throw it anywhere on the field, and you get Barkley on the wheel route, you get him in shotgun, you direct snap, you get to some things that maybe you can lead and build on in the second half.
Davis with a low line drive kick, skips at the 10. On the 5-yard line, Solomon Vault. He's dangerous.
He could go
to the 40, 30. No one's going to get him. Any flags? No. Touchdown, Solomon Vault. A 95-yard kickoff return. His second kickoff return touchdown this year.
Just an explosive play by Solomon Vault. You called it, Clay. He gets the blocks at the point of attack, runs through the arm tackle of a special teams player, and then he goes untouched for the last 50 for 6 points.
Officially 96 yards on that return. Believe it or not, that's not his longest kickoff return this year. He had a 98-yarder against Duke. Mitchell missed his last extra point attempt. That one is true, and it's 20-7 Northwestern with 2:04 before half.
This is a great job of getting the football to the short side of the field, and the arm tackle he's going to break is the kicker, Tyler Davis, 95. He's the last guy for Penn State to have a chance to bring him down, and then it's all speed by Vault. You mentioned the 98-yarder earlier against the Blue Devils. This one could be more important as this season moves along for Northwestern.
Second kickoff return touchdown for the sophomore from Gaithersburg, Maryland. And Penn State, which seemingly got some momentum on their side for the first time today with their 9-play, 78-yard touchdown drive, has it stolen back by Northwestern special teams.
That's the key now for Penn State, and you have a veteran quarterback in Christian Hackenberg. He has to immediately get to his offense and snap those guys back and say, listen, we've got 2:04 left to go before halftime. We've got 1 timeout remaining. We have to find a way to get points. It doesn't have to be a touchdown, but if you can go to the locker room 2010, 2014, you feel better about the second half.
Cole Farmer's going to bring it out from about 3 yards deep. Good return himself to the 35-yard line. Now close to the 37, tackled by Jack Mitchell, the kicker. Today on ABC, we've got
it looked like quarterback and tight end were on different pages. Kyle Carter going across the middle kind of held up, and wasn't a great start for Christian, but he's been able to bounce back. 10 of 13 since that 1 for 10 start for only 6 yards. So now he's finding some rhythm, and he's been able to move himself around in the pocket.
Godwin's going to be stood up about 5 yards short of the first down. Keith Watkins made the tackle. Hackenberg the number 5 quarterback in the 2016 NFL draft, according to our Todd McShay. That might not be first round at that spot.
Very important football play here for Penn State. They need to convert.
They won't. Sacked. Deontay Gibson, his 6th sack of the year. It's 4th down.
The one thing that defensive coordinator Mike Hankwitz told us yesterday is they want to get their best football players on the field on 3rd down, and that means Lowry from one side and Gibson from the other.
12th career sack for Gibson. He is the bookend to Dean Lowry, who has also made an impact here today. 2 terrific defensive ends. Timeout, Northwestern, and they're going to get the football back. And even though they've got their backup quarterback in this game after Thorson was knocked out, they seem to be in pretty good hands, John.
You're right. You know, it seems like ever since Clayton Thorson unfortunately went out of the game, the offense didn't miss a beat with Zach Oliver coming in, and that's a great trait to have when your backup quarterback can come in and be productive.
Miles Schuler standing at the 25, ready to return this Pasquarello punt. Decent kick, fair catch. At the 25, Clayton Thorson knocked out late in the first quarter. This was the hit before he left the football game. That was helmet to helmet, and then this is the one that sent him to the locker room.
Yeah, it looked like he was favoring his right side, his right hip, when he was going off the football field. But you're right, the first hit didn't take him out, but it may have taken a lot out of him. But it's been nice to see Zach Oliver come in this football game. Clay, as you've documented perfectly, this team has not slipped offensively.
Minute 13 to work with and a timeout for Northwestern, leading 20-7. Oliver from the pocket throws incomplete. Penalty flag, interference. Like John Reed hit Schuler before that pass was even released.
Prior to the pass being thrown, holding, defense number 29, 10-yard penalty. The foul occurred against an eligible receiver. Automatic first down.
Schuler's right here, and he grabs a handful of Schuler, does John Reed, pulling the back of the jersey. That was an easy one for the officials to call.
Already the 5th penalty against Penn State today. Now Oliver in trouble, and he's going to be sacked by Marcus Allen, the free safety who came in on the blitz. And there's another flag down as the clock stops with exactly a minute to go before half. Don Willard, our lead official today. So this is going to go against Northwestern.
Big play by the defense of Penn
Personal
State
foul.
here.
Shot block. Offense, number 53 and number 21. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
That's
Clock
Jeff
to start,
Mogus,
ready to play.
the left guard, and Justin Jackson, the running back.
You know, if I'm Northwestern right now, I like where I'm at 20-7 with a minute left to go. This defense can really force you into throwing the football into a crowd. I may want to run the football here and kind of be more conservative going to halftime.
So timeout, Penn State, the minute to go. I want to talk more about Zach Oliver. You have been a backup quarterback in your playing days. You've also been a starter. What kind of situation was the senior from Baton Rouge put into today?
I think it's a lot easier being a starter than it is coming off the bench, because you're cold and you really have to get immediately into the mind frame of it's on now and it's on me. And I have to be productive. I have to protect the football, but I have to get into the game plan that maybe I got 15 or 10% of during the week, because normally the starter's going to get most of those, or if not all of those reps. So for Zach Oliver to come into the football game today and really pick up where Clayton Thorson left off, and in some ways advance that, has been remarkable.
Passing touchdown, rushing touchdown for Oliver. in relief of Thorson, and he's going to take a knee. And to your point, Pat Fitzgerald decides to play it conservatively here.
Yes, because Penn State really can't do much about the clock now. So you're up 20-7. You've been physical like you wanted to. You lost your starting quarterback, and thankfully Zach Oliver, the backup, has been very good in replacing him. So I think you bring the momentum of that lead into the locker room and you try to stay physical, and that's your theme coming out of halftime.
Zach Oliver. He's going to get some attaboys and pats on the back when he gets to the locker room for halftime.
Fitzgerald's decision a lot easier for this third quarter.
And Northwestern will start with the football here in the second half. It rolls into the end zone. So they'll go to work from the 25-yard line, and we'll see who comes out to run the offense. They're also going to be without their left guard, Jeff Mogus, out with an upper body injury for the rest of this game. And it will be Oliver, senior backup from Baton Rouge. 3 for 4 passing with a touchdown. And he also had a rushing touchdown in the first half. .220 yards of total offense for the Wildcats in the first half. And they'll run it on first down. Justin Jackson gets up along that sideline. Good run on first down. He has over 2,000 career rushing yards now after the first half. 10th all-time at Northwestern. There you see Thorson working that bike, trying to stay loose. The Northwestern fans hope that he can come back into this one. Oliver complete. And he gets it to Vitale. The superback makes the catch, and they'll move the chains for a first down, a gain of 10.
And Clay, remember offensive coordinator Mick McCall yesterday told us they want to attack the perimeter, whether it's sweeps, whether it's quick screens, whether it's quarterback runs. Attack the perimeter, make the big front seven, especially the front four, run sideline to sideline.
Oliver gets it to Vitale again. Good pickup on first down. Boy, that guy has NFL potential just because of his varied skill set. Gets another first down into Penn State territory on the opening series of the second half.
And here comes tempo, and you're right. Vitale is going to play at the next level. He'll be a 4-core special teams guy for any NFL club.
Jackson stood up at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Austin Johnson, another tackle for the big junior on that interior defensive front for Penn State. I think this is a wise decision for Northwestern. You know, Clayton Thorson may not be needed today the way Zach Oliver's running this offense.
But another key injury, it looked like Ian Park just went out at the center position. So I believe J.B. Butler's going to be in. So there are 2 starting offensive linemen down for Northwestern. Penalty
flags. As Jackson carries. Northwestern, the least penalized team in the Big Ten.
Offside. Defense, number 95, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
And it's another one against Penn State. They're 6th already. We're in Evanston, Illinois for this battle in the Big Ten between Penn State and number 21 Northwestern alongside former Pitt quarterback John Congemi. I'm Clay Matvick. Beautiful day for football. And Penn State got off to an awful offensive start, just anemic on that side of the football, but showed signs late in the first half. But then a kickoff return touchdown right before the half gave Northwestern more momentum going into the break as McHugh is the intended receiver there. Now 3rd down and 5.
Kind of a free play there for backup quarterback Zach Oliver. Just missed his receiver on a big, would have been potentially a big play to get the football deeper into Penn State territory. But now you have to really make sure Carl Nassib, guy we haven't heard much from today, off the wide side edge. That's where he's at here. He likes to rush the passer. and use that speed rush up the field.
Oliver has time and now forced out. Nearly went down on the sack from Grant Haley, but he got rid of it in time. 4th down. Good decision there by the senior to avoid taking the sack for a huge loss.
That was a good decision and good athleticism by Zach Oliver, retreating away from the pressure of the Penn State defense on 3rd and 5.
Penn State,
Hunter Nicewander will come on to kick. DeAndre Tompkins, who fumbled a punt return last week, is standing back at the 10-yard line. This will be the 4th punt of the day for Nicewander, trying to flip the field here. Fair catch at the 6-yard line. So Christian Hackenberg and the Nittany Lions offense, which has produced just 147 yards today, will have a long field. Big Ten standings coming into the first Saturday of November. 3 unbeatens. Michigan State, Ohio State, and Iowa all in action today. There you see Penn State in the East with a win today. They have still big aspirations for the New Year's Six game. They're going to have to win today, and they're going to have to do it coming from behind. Meanwhile, Northwestern trying to keep pace over in the West. They've already lost to Iowa this year. Saquon Barkley. Good run on 1st down. First play from scrimmage. Promising sign there for a Penn State offense which has had its troubles.
If this offense is going to come back, Saquon Barkley has to be a big part of the comeback. They have to be able to get him the football, not only handing it to him, but checking it down either in the screen game or coming down off of a big passing opportunity. He has to touch the football in this second half.
Take the fly sweep. Go inside to Barkley, and Northwestern was ready for him. He is suffocated and thrown down by Nate Hall and Anthony Walker. And Nate Hall now is going to be getting the lion's share of the snaps at weak side linebacker. Jalen Prater, the starter, out for the rest of the game with a lower body injury.
The redshirt freshman out of Toledo, Ohio, has to put pressure on this Penn State front seven from that linebacker position. And now on 2nd and long, it's due to number 32.
After the 2-yard loss. Hackenberg throws it out. Barkley in the flat has nowhere to go. Spun out of bounds by Gibson. 3rd down and long, and Penn State has been in this situation way too many times today.
And they came into the game 125th in the country, only converting 29% on 3rd down, and this plays right into the Northwestern defense.
Man open on the sideline. Lewis cuts back toward the middle of the field, well short of the 1st down. Nate Hall. And then the backup to Prater, doing well so far with the increased playing time, makes the tackle. And Penn State will have to bring on the punting unit.
First series of the 3rd quarter, much like the first couple series of the 1st quarter. Lots of defense, not a lot of explosive plays. They're going to try to trade field position here early in the second half.
Pasquarello, the Australian, comes out again. Already his 8th punt today. And it's a bad one. And it rolls out just inside the 40-yard line. So good field position again for Northwestern. When we come back, Wildcats lead it.
Deposits for Our 2016 football season tickets are now being accepted. Become part of our team and secure your seats for all the action at Ryan Field next season, including important matchups with Nebraska, Wisconsin, and Illinois. Stop by our ticket information tents located on Walker Terrace or in the South Concourse for more information. Northwestern football is committed to recognizing the men and women of the armed forces that unselfishly protect our freedom every single day. Please join us in locating one of these American heroes to Ryan Field this afternoon. During his time in the Army, Staff Sergeant Lucas Hauser served 2 tours in Iraq. While serving a combat tour in Iraq in 2004, Hauser was injured by a grenade blast when his squad was almost by enemy forces. He was awarded numerous awards during his service, including a Purple Heart, 3 Army Commendation Medals, a Combat Infantry Badge, a Valorous Unit Award, and the Iraq Campaign Medal with 2 Campaign Stars. At this time, fans, please join Ken Eakes from the Military Warriors Support Foundation, as well as Northwestern University Vice President for Athletics and Recreation, Jim Phillips, and welcoming retired Army Staff Sergeant Lucas Hauser and his family to today's game. Today, the Military Warriors Support Foundation is honored to present Lucas Hauser with the deed to his 100% mortgage-free home through their Home for Wounded Heroes program. Congratulations, Staff Sergeant Hauser, on completing the 3-year program to obtain the deed. Please join us in thanking retired Staff Sergeant Lucas Hauser for his service and sacrifice to our great country, and congratulate him on receiving the deed to his mortgage-free home. Military Warriors Support Foundation and their Transportation for Heroes program visit militarywarriors.org.
Clayton Thorson, the starting quarterback for Northwestern, has his helmet back on. But this offense has been run by Zach Oliver since late in the first quarter. And a couple of touchdown drives in the first half. Threw a touchdown, took one in himself. And this offense, it doesn't seem, John, has dropped off much with the backup in there.
Well, schematically, it hasn't changed a bit. I think that Zach Oliver can do every bit as much as Thorsten can from the quarterback position.
Roberts on the end around. He's got 4.3 speed, but he's not able to use it as Grant Haley cuts him down after a 2-yard gain.
They're still playing with tempo after first downs. The key is now making the first down of the third quarter. 3
receivers to the near side. He goes to the slot and finds Jelani Roberts. 2 yards short of the first down, so 3rd and manageable for Northwestern.
This is where Justin Jackson needs to be a difference maker. Just as for Penn State, Barkley, that running back, has to be able to make plays on 3rd and short. Justin Jackson, when his number is called, he needs to make a play.
Oliver has time, throws complete into Penn State territory. Ball comes out at the end, but they're going to mark Garrett Dickerson, the superback, down after the 8-yard pickup and a first down.
And that was the conversion that Zach Oliver was looking for. Perfect location of the football. Definitely Garrett Dickerson is down, and that's going to move the chains for the Wildcats.
Justin Jackson, a couple of yards. Give him 3, 2nd down and 7 with 9:40 to go here in the third quarter. Time of possession has been a real problem for Northwestern in recent games. The offense was only on the field for about 20 minutes in that game at Nebraska 2 weeks ago. Still managed to win the football game.
And the problem now is 2 starting offensive linemen out, so you have to really pay attention to that defensive front for Penn State.
Oliver to throw, looks to the right, has a man wide open, but he overshot Christian Jones, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Boy, and Oliver would love to have that one back, because a wide open Christian Jones gets you one of those explosive plays that have been far and few between for both of these offenses today.
Well, that tempo has slowed down, John. No question about it.
It has. And that may be by design for the second half with a 20-7 lead, and knowing that Northwestern's defense or Penn State's offense has not created a threat.
Bad snap. Oliver recovers on the run, chased by Nassib, and he takes it out of bounds. So it'll be 4th down. Boy, when you got that guy breathing down your neck, you got to be careful not to make a mistake.
The prudent move is to get out of bounds as quickly as possible when you have 6'7" and 272 chasing you down from behind.
That's a guy who walked on at Penn State 3 years ago, never started before this season, not even in high school, prototypical late bloomer, but now he's got a future probably in the NFL as early as next season.
Having a sensational season for the Penn State defense.
You know, just a half game behind the front runners. This would be a blow, though, if they lose this game here on the road today to Northwestern, to New Year's 6 bowl game hopes.
They have to pick it up right now. There is no tomorrow for this Penn State offense.
Christian Hackenberg hands off to Barkley. And that is a determined run on 1st down, brought down by Walker and Igwabuke. It'll be 2nd down and about 6.
Well, Clay, the difference between Penn State today and over the past 5 or 6 weeks are the explosive plays down the field. We've seen maybe 1 or 2 for James Franklin's offense, but the consistency from the quarterback spot with the offensive line and getting it to your playmakers, that has to change with 8:06 left to go in this 3rd quarter.
On 2nd and 5, Hackenberg throws incomplete. Another 3rd down coming up. Hamilton was the guy he was eyeballing, but Van Hoos had that covered well.
And let's credit Nick Van Hoos. He's done an excellent job of anticipating the throws on the perimeter. And I mentioned just a couple minutes ago the explosive plays, just one today. They don't need an explosive play on 3rd and medium. They need to stay on the field here and convert on 3rd down.
3rd down defense has been terrific all year for the Wildcats. There's 3 conversions today for the Lions. Barkley in the backfield to the right of Hackenberg. Dancing hit as he throws, incomplete. Xavier Washington got to Hackenberg, and it'll be the 6th 3-and-out today for Penn State. And he's a little gimpy going to the sideline.
We talked about the pressure Penn State's defense can create on opposing quarterbacks. Let's give a little credit to Xavier Washington and Gibson and Lowry. All those guys have done an excellent job of making Christian Hackenberg feel the pressure. And that was one of the goals, not only to be physical, but make Hackenberg feel the pressure in the pocket.
Schuler backing up. Spins away from coverage, comes to the near sideline, and they finally track him down at the 40-yard line. We're seeing 2 top 20 defense. Backup quarterback has played significantly in this ball game. He's led him on a couple of touchdown drives. Justin Jackson takes the handoff, and he gets into the 2nd level. Down at the 30-yard line of Penn State, Marcus Allen had to bulldog him down. It's a run of 30 yards.
Explosive plays have been the difference for Northwestern's offense. And Justin Jackson was a step away from going the distance.
They'll feed him again. This time he's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. That was their 5th play of 20 yards or more.
Remember, we talked about Northwestern attacking the perimeter with Jackson early, with quarterback runs. And then once they felt like they've worn down this Penn State defense, offensive coordinator Mick McCall wanted to go north and south. That last play, or actually 2 plays ago on 1st down, that was the attack north and south.
His 11th career 100-yard rushing game. Solomon Volt checks in to give Jackson a breather. Volt, of course, a big play in this game, too. A 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Oliver to the outside, incomplete, intended for Vitale, as he was covered by Allen. 3rd down. You know, a scoring drive of any kind, even a field goal for Northwestern, John, as you alluded to, makes it a 3-possession game. And the way the offense for Penn State has gone today, it could really put the Nittany Lions behind the 8 ball.
This is one of the more important plays defensively for Penn State. They need to find a way to force a field goal opportunity or maybe even create a turnover here on 3rd down.
Oliver comes underneath, incomplete, and it will be 4th down.
Good play along the line of scrimmage by Carl Nassib. He gets that big left arm in the way of that wide receiver screen to the short side of the field.
Now they're going to bring Jack Mitchell on for a field goal attempt. There is a crosswind today from west to east, but down on the field it's swirling a bit. This will be a 47-yard attempt. He missed from 39 earlier. He also missed badly on an extra point in the first half.
And it was the same angle earlier in the game where he missed from.
As long as 49, this from 47. And he's not going to have this one either. So Northwestern has left points on the field, and that gives Penn State hope that there is time for this offense to find a spark and get back in. They're down 2 scores.
If I'm Penn State right now, there's not a whole lot of continuity to their offense, so there's no reason why you can't come out and maybe pass protect for a double move on the outside and try to get a play down the field that you can score with early in this drive. You've got Godwin up to one side and it looks like Hamilton to the other. Maybe a little double move and throw it up.
Hagenberg away from center, 5-step drop, pumps. Incomplete. Barkley double covered by Walker and Smith. And this defense is just doing anything it wants to, it seems.
They have answers. That's exactly what Penn State did on 1st down. It was a double move outside. You've got good coverage down the field, so you have to check the football down. And there's better coverage underneath with Drew Smith.
10 possessions today for the Penn State offense, 9 punts. Play action on 2nd and 10. Hagenberg has to come to his check down receiver again. It's Kyle Carter, no gain. 3rd and long.
Again, pressure in the pocket, this time from Dean Lowry on Christian Hagenberg. Penn State right now offensively is working so hard to get 2, 3, 4, 5 yards. And it's due the tenacious defense of Northwestern.
Also, the O-line is really struggling.
They move Lowry inside here on 3rd down to the defensive tackle position.
Hagenberg feeling the heat again, throws it deep, and it's going to be well incomplete. Intended for Godwin. They cannot find any momentum. And the punting unit will come out for the 10th time today.
Just has to be painful to watch right now for head coach James Franklin because there's no answers. They can't come up with any set of plays to create rhythm offensively to go against this Wildcats defense.
Chris Gula is going to come on to punt this one. Sophomore from Toms River, New Jersey, fields the low punt. They went after it. Penalty flag comes down, and Gula may have been run into. He barely got that off, and this might be roughing the kicker or running into the
Personal
kicker.
Foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 13. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
It was Warren Long, so Penn State gets a break.
May have been the break they've been looking for offensively. It gives them instant field position as Long tries to extend and get to the football.
1st and 10 Penn State on their 45-yard line.
Well, Penn State couldn't stay on the field themselves. They get a little help from the Northwestern special teams as Long runs into the kicker from the 45-yard line. They fake it to Barkley. Hagenberg gets away from the pressure. He'll run it. And he'll slide for an 8-yard gain, and a flag comes in as he takes a late hit. Now Northwestern just giving yards away. Anthony Walker with that late hit.
And that's frustrating for a head coach that prides itself on making good decisions and playing disciplined football. Two big penalties have been the biggest plays Penn State's had in this second
Personal
half.
foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 90, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
They actually called it on C.J. Robbins, the defensive tackle, who was questionable to play today because of injury. And he chased Hackenberg down. Boy, that's a tough call, to be honest. I know he was giving himself up, but it wasn't even.
Well, you know, Robbins led with the head, and you're right, it's a defenseless player, but at some point, when you quarterback slides, you can't really throw at the guy on the ground.
That's coming from a former quarterback, of course.
Yeah, it is.
Trick play for Penn State. Caught! Deshaun Hamilton makes the catch on the pass from Geno Lewis. And Penn State, with the help of some penalties, manufactures a score.
That play had disaster written all over it. It was botched from the beginning. You see the bobbled exchange, and then Geno Lewis just picks it up, and this might be the best throw of the afternoon. You couldn't put it in a better spot to Deshaun Hamilton for 6 points.
5th touchdown catch this year from Hamilton, which leads the team. And Lewis with the fist pump.
2 costly mistakes by Northwestern, one on special teams, one on a personal foul, extended drive for the Nittany Lions, and they find a way to get a botched exchange into the end zone for 6 points, and now they're back into this football game.
This play is being reviewed just to make sure that everything is above board. Well, Geno Lewis, he hasn't been targeted as much as a receiver this year. He's been disappointed by that. He has talked to John Donovan and James Franklin. He says he wants to be included in the receiving game more, but he's very happy with his number being called there as a passer, and he couldn't have thrown it any better.
No, there's no doubt this was the best throw of the afternoon. It's out away from Nick Van Hoos, who's made plays on the football for 3 quarters.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Hamilton does a great job of extending, and then watch the extension past the pylon for 6 points. Great effort by Lewis, and even better by Hamilton.
Tyler Davis with the extra point, and now it's just a 6-point game. That changed the complexion of this game completely.
You're right, and Northwestern didn't take advantage of the field position offensively that they had. It allows Penn State to stay on the field during this drive with a special teams error and then a personal foul that led to the touchdown.
Let's take a look at our All-State Good Hands play. Presented by All-State. Didn't look so good at the start. It's the result, though, that James Franklin and the Penn State Nittany Lions were hoping for. Touchdown, Lewis
to Hamilton. The good hands got better, Clay, as the play moved along. It didn't start out the way it was drawn up on the whiteboard this week. That's for certain.
Second touchdown thrown by a non-quarterback this season. You'll remember that last week Nick Scott threw a touchdown to Hackenberg in the game against Illinois. And they'll take it any way they can get it right now, as that offense has had its issues. To the 27-yard line That's where Northwestern will get it back. Solomon Volt on that return. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Today on ESPN, 2 Big Ten games for you. Number 9 Iowa against Indiana. That starts at 3:30, presented by Cars.com. Then number 7 Michigan State against Nebraska. That's tonight at 7, presented by Hilton Hotels. Michigan State and the Buckeyes on a collision course for a game in Columbus on the 21st. Trying to stay perfect until they meet. Justin Jackson on this carry for the Wildcats. Gets to the outside. Cuts the corner. Lowers his shoulder as he's knocked out at the 39. There's a flag behind the play.
It looks like Kristen Jones on the perimeter is going to get called for the hold on Golden.
Holding. Offense, number 14. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
This is where Northwestern wants to attack, but the hold on the outside by Jones. You see the left hand all over the shoulder pads in the jersey of Malik Golden. Now 3, Clay, negative plays.
Yep.
2 on defense and that one on offense for Northwestern.
Penalties were killing Penn State. Now they're killing Northwestern. Jackson turns it up. It's across the 25. About the 27-yard line, a gain of 5, so they get some yardage back. Sickles and Lucas combined on the stop for Penn State. Sickles also had some NFL potential according to the Penn State coaches. He's going to be the leader of that defensive front next year after Nassib, Zettel, and Johnson are gone.
This Penn State defense, they need to come up with a big play here to get Northwestern off the field.
Nope. First down for Justin Jackson. Malik Golden makes an ankle tackle, but it's an 11-yard pickup, and they'll move the chains.
2 very good runs back-to-back by Justin Jackson. One to get back some of that penalty yardage, and then on second down, exploding for the first down.
Jackson has been quiet the last few games, not today. Put together a pretty good afternoon. This time hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped. That's John Reed. And it's a loss of 2 for Northwestern.
Penn State consistently bringing edge pressure on first down to try to combat what Northwestern would like to do, and that's attacking on the perimeter.
Solomon Volt comes back in. Send Vitale in motion. I would love to play with that moniker, Superback. Play fake. Oliver takes a shot deep downfield, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cabinda. And this game has been completely turned on its ear. All the momentum belongs to the Nittany Lions now.
It sure does, Clay, and it didn't look like Jason Cabinda was going to come up with this play. There was a wide open wide receiver underneath. Right there, you see him in the middle of your screen, Mike McHugh. But Zach Oliver decides to push the football down the field, trying to get it to Carr. And Cabinda, running right underneath, gets the bobble and the big play for the defense.
John, really the first obvious mistake that we've seen from the backup quarterback today, Zach Oliver. Saquon Barkley runs it on first down for Penn State. Smith makes the tackle. First turnover of the game for either team. We'll see if the Nittany Lions can capitalize. They got a chance to take the lead on this drive.
Penn State just hanging around. And that defense, which has led them the entire season, now comes up with the huge turnover. And now it's up to Christian Hackenberg in this offense to take advantage.
Play fake. Hackenberg, time, over the middle. Wide open is Hamilton, and he's got it inside the 40-yard line. A reception of 25 yards.
Terrific job by the offensive line, providing Hackenberg with plenty of time to allow that deep in route by Hamilton to go from the wide side to the short side.
quick strike. They tried to jump that route. Harris almost did, but Godwin make the catch for a gain of 6. And now Hackenberg starting to get into a rhythm here.
Well, they're going quickly. They're going faster. A little bit more tempo by Penn State offensively.
On 2nd and 4, another play fake, another quick strike. And that one should have been caught, but it's dropped by Hamilton. Hamilton, 3 catches, 61 yards. He's been targeted 8 times today. He does have a touchdown. This is a big 3rd down and 4. Flag down. Caught at the 25-yard line by Hamilton. But it's going to be coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 66. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
That's Angelo Mangiro, the left guard.
It looked like Angelo had a whole handful of jersey coming on the inside. Great swim move up the field by Lowry. And Mangiro could do nothing else but hold on.
3 or 4 penalties today for that Penn State offensive line. Third and long. Hackenberg chased, and he got rid of it. 4th down, so that drive dries up thanks to some penalties.
And that's something that both of these teams have stayed away from over the past month and a half. Penalties to really stall drives. Very disciplined football teams, but that time Northwestern takes advantage.
Gula comes on to punt again. He was run into last time he was out to keep a drive alive. Fair catch called for at the 17-yard line by Schuler. With 1:27 to go in the 3rd, we go to the studio in Brendan.
Wow, that's amazing. North Carolina getting hot at the right time.
Their defense, to me, is the biggest difference this year. They had a hard time stopping anybody last year.
They run around and make some plays, that's for sure.
Gene Chizik, the first-year defensive coordinator for the Tar Heels, he's made a difference. Justin Jackson takes the handoff, gets to the outside and finds some room. 1st down and more. Out to the 33-yard line. Bell finally caught up to him. But Justin Jackson has had a great second half. That's a 17-yard gain.
He's been the difference maker for this Northwestern offense. Watch his little hesitation jump cut. He's in the hole, and now he's outside on the perimeter, moving the chains.
He gets it again. Ooh, he was brought down up high. Antoine White made the tackle, and now man slow to get up. Matt Frazier, the right guard. And North also slow to get up for Northwestern. And remember, Jeff Mogus, the left guard, and Ian Park, the center, have been dinged up in this game.
That's been a problem for Northwestern. They've been shuttling guys in and out. They've been losing offensive linemen at a high rate against Penn State's very physical defensive front 4.
Final minute here of the 3rd quarter. Warren Long in the backfield, flags everywhere. And this might be on that whole line.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty remains. 2nd down.
That's Mogus's backup, Shane Mertz, at left guard. And again, Mogus out with an upper body injury. got that report at halftime.
After the penalty, 2nd and 12, Northwestern on their own 32-yard line.
Oliver threw an interception on the last Northwestern possession. 2nd down and 12. He'll hand it off. Long. Brought down at the 31, and another flag on the field. That's a holding call against Northwestern.
Some of these injuries starting to catch up with this offense and breaking the rhythm that they had earlier.
Offense, number 59. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is 3rd down.
Now you have to be careful if you're Northwestern. 3rd and very long. You do not want to force the football down the field like they did in the last series. Have to be careful and make excellent decisions from the pocket. You may just not run a play here and talk about it going to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, conservative approach again for Pat Fitzgerald. Doesn't want to risk a turnover. He said that was the biggest thing they had to keep this drive alive. 3rd and 13. Oliver under pressure. Nassib got to him, knocked the ball loose. They scrambled to recover, but there is Carl Nassib, the leader in the country in sacks, blasting Zach Oliver.
That's one you'll remember as a quarterback, and I'm sure that Carl Nassib, when he gets that corner turned and he's coming with a vengeance right past Garrett Dickerson and lays a smackdown on Zach Oliver.
He now has 15.5 sacks on the season. That sets a new Penn State record. And the Lions going to get the football back in good field position to boot. Tompkins. Across the 45 to the 47-yard line. There is a flag on the far side of the field. Flag down at about the 39.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 24. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
There's the block in the back by the Penn State special teams. And, you know, you have the feeling, even though Penn State's going to be walking backwards after the special teams play, they've got the momentum. And they've got the momentum because of the defense and Carl Nassib. I mean, that was a tremendous play of just power and speed and being relentless coming from that defensive end position.
What a year for Nassib. His brother Ryan is the backup to Eli Manning with the New York Giants. Carl will be playing in the NFL 2 next year. More flags.
Flag on the field.
Ball start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty remains. 1st down.
Mangiero, the veteran of that O-line. And that's the 5th penalty against that offensive front. 9 total against Penn State. One of the least penalized teams in the Big Ten coming in. Barkley rips off a big run. He's got a 1st down, and he's crossed the 45 to the 47-yard line. Saquon Barkley with a 23-yard gain.
In one of the easiest runs of the day for Saquon Barkley. There was no one from Northwestern's defense to the wide side of the field. Just what Penn State needed.
His biggest run of the day. 16 carries, 63 yards for the true freshman. Hackenberg comes underneath to Barkley. He's got another 1st down to the 40-yard line of Northwestern. That's a gain of 13 on the catch.
Clay, I mentioned to you earlier about getting 26 involved, either on the ground or checking down or screen passes. They have to find a way for him to touch the football.
He touches it again, this time not much. Travion Henry wrestles him down, maybe a yard. Northwestern leading by 6. Remember, missed an extra point in the first half. A couple of field goals missed. So Northwestern has left points on the field. And Penn State driving, trying to take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
This is where you play action and take a chance here.
They do that. Over the middle. Did he catch it? Yes, caught by Godwin. Got his arms underneath it to haul it in inside the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 26. They're coming in chunks now.
They are, and it's a good job by the offensive line, allowing great pass protection, and then Godwin looked like he had his hands underneath the football for the reception.
They're going to review it. Boy, Godwin is one of those guys that Hackenberg has gone to for big plays this year. One of his favorite targets, the sophomore from Middletown, Delaware. Here's another look.
Initially, it looked like his hands were underneath the football, and he secures it with his legs.
Boy, it sure looks like a catch from that angle.
Great pass protection for Hackenberg to step into, and then Godwin goes down to make the difficult catch. Looks like he gets his hands underneath it, and then his lower body actually secures the football off the ground.
Christian Hackenberg at times really lives up to the hype that has surrounded him. He looks the part of a big-time future pro quarterback. He's large in stature, big arm. And I think this is going to be a completion.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down.
Penn State in the red zone. They've been very successful there this year, and they've got a chance to take the lead as this drive continues. Boy, you know, earlier in this half, it would have been hard-pressed for us to think of this situation where Penn State would be driving for the lead the way the offense looked. And now Hackenberg is going to line up as a receiver. Barkley in the Wildcat. He scored a touchdown out of the Wildcat earlier, and he's got another one. Touchdown, Saquon Barkley, and Penn State is an extra point away from taking the lead. Second Wildcat touchdown for Barkley.
Saquon Barkley is dynamic, and he doesn't need a whole lot of space to show you that. Just a great move to the inside and one move to the outside. It leaves Nick Van Hoos reaching for a white jersey.
Tyler Davis. It was for Saquon Barkley. Now Pat Fitzgerald's Wildcats need to respond here. They have been their own worst enemy here in the second half. Penalties kept that one drive alive, which changed the complexion of this football game, and a trick play.
It was really tricky because it was botched.
Yeah, Penn State scored in spite of themselves. And Penn State has clawed back, and they're up by a point here.
Penn State did a good job of just hanging around. I mean, they hurt themselves with penalties of their own, but they hung around, and now they have a 1-point lead with 12:22 left to go in this football game.
Bad kick. Solomon Volt already has a kickoff return touchdown today, but he'll settle for the 25 here as we look back on this drive recap presented by Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
Big run by Saquon Barkley to really start the drive out. No one to the right side, and then get it to him in the pass offense as well. A little drop down screen, and then a terrific catch that keeps the play alive and keeps the drive alive. And then, wow, Barkley just with an inside out move out of the Wildcat formation for the score and the 1-point lead. Penn State's defense now trying to complement the offense.
14th best defense in the country. Go after Oliver, and they got him. Dropped about a half-yard behind the line of scrimmage. There's Austin Johnson, big number 99. Fifth sack today for Penn State. The backup quarterback, Zach Oliver, over the middle. Did he get picked off? No, nearly intercepted. Troy Apke, the sophomore free safety, almost had the second interception for Penn State. 21-20. Nittany Lions leading here. 11:39 to go. We're at Ryan Field in Evanston. He's John Congemi. I'm Clay Matvick. Northwestern led the entire way until just the last series for Penn State. Northwestern without their starting quarterback Clayton Thorson, who was knocked out in the first quarter with injuries. Oliver again incomplete as Christian Jones can't make the catch, and the Wildcats have lost all the momentum they had for the lion's share of this game. They've got to punt again.
And it seems like in this second half, Zach Oliver, the backup quarterback for Northwestern, has just been a count off or a yard off. That's the difference in staying on the field on third down or punting in a critical situation late in a football game.
Hunter Nicewander, his 7th punt of the day. DeAndre Tompkins steps up for the fair catch.
Sideline.
Well, turning the football over is something that Christian Hackenberg has not been doing in recent weeks. In fact, no turnovers in the last 6+ games. Barkley takes that pitch. He's going to be dumped by Tyler Lancaster to the defensive tackle. That's going to be a loss of 2. And they have been behind the chains a lot.
They have
here today, Penn State.
With penalty play or with negative plays on first down. And that's why Christian Hackenberg has to be the difference maker to mask some of these negative plays.
Northwestern rushes 3, dumped out short. Barkley snuffed out by Anthony Walker. Another loss. And it'll be 3rd and about 15 coming up.
Boy, that was a textbook defensive play by Anthony Walker. He got outside of the screen and waited for help. Just a terrific job by this defense of rallying on 2 consecutive plays. Can they do it a 3rd time?
There's 3 third down conversions today for the Nittany Lions. All kinds of room up the middle for Barkley. First down and more, and stays on his feet until he's brought down at the 43. A run of 24 yards for Barkley.
Explosive plays have been the difference for Penn State in the second half. A terrific job of opening up an enormous hole right up the gut of the Wildcats defense. And you don't want to give Saquon Barkley that much room because he will make you pay.
He's taking this team on his back right now, and he's just a true freshman.
He's fun to watch.
Hackenberg gives it to him again. This time Northwestern runs him out. Right along that line of scrimmage, Nick Van Hoos doing the honors, no gain. A touchdown drive for Penn State would be so big as this team tries to get to 8 wins and a 5-1 in the Big Ten.
Wildcat formation again for Penn State.
Barkley. They cannot stop that. Dean Lowry finally tracks him down, but it's another first down after the 13-yard pickup by Saquon Barkley.
In a 13 on the play, 1st and 10 Penn State on the Northwestern 30-yard line.
Favoring right leg a little bit coming to the sideline, and James Franklin asking him how he is. You see Barkley 4 games with 100+ this season, including today. He's had some injury issues this year, missed 2 games with injury. Hackenberg sacked by Walker. Anthony Walker, the leader on the team in tackles and tackles for loss.
Walker's going to be in the middle of the screen, but watch the edge setter here to the outside. He's going to keep Christian Hackenberg in the pocket, and that allows Anthony Walker to clean up. That's just textbook defense of setting the perimeter and then letting your middle linebacker clean up the quarterback.
Nick Scott runs in motion. Hackenberg steps up in the pocket, eludes the rush, still looking downfield. Now he wants to run, and he's out of bounds at the 34-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and long again for Penn State.
Penn State has had the ability to come up with the big play when they've needed it, either a penalty, a special teams play, or a 3rd down conversion in this second half, and that's really changed the way they've played on this side of the football especially.
We converted once on 3rd down on this drive. 8th play of the series. Hackenberg fires, intercepted, picked off by Nick Van Hoos. And the Wildcats take over with 7:13 left.
Great anticipation on the outside by Nick Van Hoos. I think Hackenberg got greedy. I think he had a receiver in his sights, and he went outside, held the football just a little bit too long, and that gave Van Hoos the opportunity to step in front, and if he keeps his balance, he's gone.
And now we'll see what Northwestern can do with this gift. Justin Jackson on 1st down gets a couple. First interception thrown by Christian Hackenberg in 203 attempts. And we'll see if Northwestern can get the lead back here with under 7 minutes to go. Oliver flushed out. Throws downfield, caught at the 43-yard line. Cam Dickerson, the older of the 2 Dickerson brothers, and the Wildcats move the sticks.
Clay, in order for Northwestern to win, Zach Oliver is going to have to create some of that magic he had when he first entered the game. He needs to make some positive plays back to back. He needs to start stacking those plays together for Northwestern to drive the football.
Jackson, stiff arm there, got a short gain, yard or 2, as Evan Schwann escorted him out. Both teams with all their timeouts remaining.
Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9 Northwestern on their own 44-yard line.
Oliver throws, and it's caught by McHugh. 1st down, Northwestern. Mike McHugh, the junior from Kirkwood, Missouri, with a gain of 15. And the march continues.
Another really good throw from the pocket by Zach Oliver. That's been the difference in the 2 positive plays on this drive.
Oliver, the backup quarterback to Clayton Thorson, who was knocked out in the first quarter of this football game with an injury. Jackson cuts it up and will get a yard, maybe 2. Troy Reeder and Jason Kabinda combine on the stop. Northwestern down in this game by a point. A missed extra point in the first half is the difference in this game right now. Oliver throws. A strike to Jackson. He's got the first down to the 31-yard line.
Terrific coverage by Penn State there, but a better decision by Zach Oliver, just checking it down, and now the tempo of the Northwestern offense.
Pressure. Oliver sacked at the 42. Garrett Sickles. And that is the 6th sack today for Penn State.
Defensive coordinator Bob Shoop says Garrett Sickles makes big plays when we need them. Well, I would say with 4:38 and counting, that sack of Zach Oliver classifies as a big play.
That's what Pat Fitzgerald says about that defensive front. He says they're a nightmare. You can't worry about just Nassib or Johnson. They've got so many guys that can come at you. Nassib, by the way, is on the sideline. We're not exactly sure why. After the loss of 9, Solomon Vaught looking for real estate along the near sideline, and he is completely taken off his cleats by Reeder. So a 3rd down play, 3rd and very long coming up for Northwestern with just over 4 minutes to go.
And if you're Northwestern, you may take a look at this situation as a 2-down opportunity, depending on what you get on 3rd down with now under 4 minutes left to go in this football game.
They need the 21 to pick up a first down.
And they're bringing the house. Penn State is here.
Oliver under pressure, throws, incomplete. The field goal kicker, Zach Mitchell, has a very strong leg. But they're even outside of his field goal range right here, it would appear. Hunter Nicewander comes on to punt and pin Penn State deep with 3.5 to go. Short punt. Takes a nice Northwestern roll, and Penn State will have it at the 5, leading by a point with 3. Barkley in to take the direct snap. Penn State from the 5. Barkley. Good run to about the 12-yard line. Travion Henry makes the stop.
And Clay, he's been the difference maker, and especially out of this Wildcat formation. I'm not so sure they shouldn't stick with a little bit more of this in the last 3 minutes of this football game.
He has been the recipe for offensive success today. A couple of Wildcat touchdowns. Now Hackenberg will get under center. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. Just over 2.5 to go. They take the play clock down. Handoff to Barkley. Nearly stepped out of a tackle. Got to the 15-yard line. Nate Hall hung on. Just shy of the first down. So 3rd and short coming up. Timeout Northwestern. We'll step aside as well. Hackenberg is going to line up as a receiver on 3rd and 1 as they try to get this first down and grind the clock. Barkley. No. 4th down. Anthony Walker, who has had a terrific day, number 18, with yet another tackle. And a timeout, Northwestern. They have one remaining, as they're hoping that they can get that football back.
Biggest play of the game for this defense. They found a way to get penetration on the Wildcat formation, which they haven't done. This is the first time that Barkley has gone backwards in this formation, and normally it was used in the red zone. This time they're trying to get that very first down to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
It's been an interesting day on this punt unit for Penn State. We've seen Chris Gula, we've seen Daniel Pasquarello. They're going to send Pasquarello out there to punt from the end zone with 2:24 to go. Schuler standing on the midfield stripe for Northwestern. Low snap. The Australian makes the play, gets the kick away. It bounces at the 49 and takes a Penn State roll to the 39. That's where Northwestern will have it with 2:13 to go and a timeout to use.
Jones at quarterback in the red zone, and for Clemson, they clinch if they win tonight. The ACC side of their things.
What a game for Zach Oliver today. He's led Northwestern on a couple of touchdown drives. Didn't expect to play today. Came in the first quarter when Clayton Thorson, the starting quarterback, got injured. Flags.
Snap infraction. Offense number 59. 5-yard penalty remains, first down.
Problems have been up front for Northwestern with injuries, and Ian Park out of the game. Brad North into the game at center, and those are things you can't do in crunch time with 2:13 left to go, and every yard is valuable.
Oliver chased out of the pocket, throws incomplete. Marcus Allen had his man covered up. It was Jackson out of the backfield. And this defense loves situations like this where they can pin their ears back and just come after a quarterback who doesn't have a ton of experience.
Absolutely, and they're doing it without Carl Nassib, who's not in again on this drive. Terrence Brown taking his place to the short side of the field at that defensive end spot.
Here they come. Oliver hit. Almost intercepted. Grant Haley had it off his hands. And it's third down and 15.
Lots of pressure in the kitchen for Zach Oliver on first down and second down. Penn State doing an excellent job of eluding the would-be blockers. Brandon Bell elevates and almost forces the bad throw into Grant Haley's hands.
They'll be coming again. Oliver, man wide open, caught! Austin Carr, his first catch of the day, and it's a big one.
Really good throw, but a better catch because this ball hung up there forever. Terrific job of tracking the football by Austin Carr.
First down from the 36. Oliver over the middle, nobody home, incomplete. Again, Northwestern down a point, a missed extra point in the first half, the difference in this game. And they don't have a field goal kicker, John, that they can count on today. On top of the missed extra point, Mitchell has also missed 2 field goal attempts today. With that said, they are in field goal range for Jack Mitchell.
I wouldn't be opposed to running the football here.
They do. Jackson. And we keep an eye on that clock as it continues to run. 1:40 to go. Northwestern still has a timeout. Penn State has all 3 timeouts remaining.
Every yard is valuable, and when you have a kicker that you're not quite positive he can make from 40 plus, you want to be able to get as many yards as you can and also grind that clock a little bit.
Jackson, what a run. lowers his shoulder and gets to the 19-yard line. First down, Northwestern.
Clay, we talked about how sensational Barkley has been for Penn State. I think the same goes for Justin Jackson for Northwestern. When his team has needed a big play, they've asked his legs to get it done.
25 carries, 180 yards. And he takes it again, right up the middle. And the strategy appears to be that they're setting Jack Mitchell up for a field goal attempt. And it has not been a good day for him. 2 misses, 39 and 47 yards. Also missed badly on an extra point.
And both misses were going in the opposite direction. That wind was a factor on both of those kicks.
Timeout, Penn State. Their first. Here is Jack Mitchell's day. Cool, laid-back Southern California kid. Missed that one from 39 yards. Missed an extra point. Wasn't even close. And then missed this one from 47. With that said, he has been clutch before, John. That overtime game winner at Notre Dame last year made him a big man on campus here in Evanston.
Anytime you can make a kick against Notre Dame, I'm sure it's going to make you walk around a little bit higher around campus. And he's going to have that opportunity today to be the guy that decides this football game.
And wind will be an issue too.
Right
it
to
always
left.
is here against the lake.
Yeah, it's going to go from our broadcast point or the Penn State sideline towards the Northwestern sideline.
One more play here.
One timeout remaining for Northwestern.
And Jackson will take a few more yards off. Timeout, Penn State. 18 seconds to go. And we have a moment. Let's check in with Brendan. Always love watching the service academies play each other. Looking forward to that. 21-20, Penn State leading. Northwestern has the football at the 19 of Penn State. Trying to get Jack Mitchell in easy field goal range. Nothing has come easy for that man today, the junior from San Diego. Northwestern with a win would go to 7-2 and 3-2 in the Big Ten.
Once again, 35
Zach Oliver, the backup quarterback, has done an admirable job in replacement of Clayton Thorson. Very safe play. Jackson gets a couple more and another timeout. Penn State, their third and final timeout. Here's what's at stake. Penn State trying to keep pace with Michigan State and Ohio State, the two undefeated teams. They're currently a half game back in the East of the Big Ten. Northwestern, they haven't had a 7-win season since 2012. Also the last time they went to the postseason. Last year, Northwestern went to Happy Valley and got a win there. And they were the better team all day. If they get a win here, it's going to be thanks to Jack Mitchell, who has not been good. 0 for 2, including a missed extra point. This from 35 and the lead. Right between the eyes. That's how you redeem yourself, John Congemi.
Boy, I tell you what, he could not wait for that opportunity to come in and kick to try to decide this football game after the afternoon that he had. 2 misses, a missed extra point, and with 9 seconds remaining, the Wildcats have a 2-point lead. That was a low snap. That was a terrific job of holding the football. It looked like Christian Salem did an excellent job of scoop and getting the laces out of the way for Jack Mitchell to split the uprights. And all head coach James Franklin can do is look on.
It caps the longest drive of the day for the Northwestern offense, 10 plays. 35-yard field goal by Mitchell.
You think we have any laterals in store for us right here, Frank?
If you're alluding to that Miami win over Duke, well, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Koa Farmer will be back to return for Penn State. And what is the strategy here for Northwestern? Should Jack Mitchell kick it to him, or should they squib it to one of the up men? Would that be the more prudent play?
I think you try to squib the football and get it hot on the ground so it deflects off of a Penn State special teamer.
Well, now Northwestern wants to talk about the strategy. They call their last timeout with 9 seconds to go. Don't forget, Army at Air Force from Colorado Springs coming up here on ESPNU.
You know, the way the kickers have been kicking the football, it's not out of the realm of possibility that you just kick the football into the end zone and, you know, or out of the end zone, and you force Penn State, you know, to take the football at the 25-yard line.
Penn State will have a bye next week after 10 straight weeks of football. They were hoping to go into that bye with a win. Maybe just 9 seconds away from slipping away here in Evanston.
I think the one thing that Duke-Miami finish taught everybody around the country is to pay attention when there's 9 seconds left to go in a football game.
Mitchell will squib it. And Penn State will start at the 24-yard line with just 7 seconds to go.
Kick is fielded by Curtis Tuckman.
Christian Hackenberg, he definitely has a big arm. There is no doubt about that. But they have some magic in them here in this setting just off the lake. Hackenberg does not have a touchdown pass today. Caught. Godwin, he laterals it back. Hamilton lost it, and Anthony Walker covers it up. That's going to do it. Northwestern gets the win, 23-21.